Let's talk. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this third edition of Let's Talk. Today's topic, we're going to talk about why you shouldn't be chasing girls. Now, this is definitely something that I have struggled with a lot, especially as I was growing up. The thing that I wanted most was that I grew up watching Disney. I grew up watching a lot of romantic things, and it felt really nice, especially when I started liking girls, and when a girl actually started liking me, like the first time a girl liked me back, it was a very good feeling. And so I chased after that high for a long time. And the reason why I'm making this video now is because it was a mistake. And also I know that a few of you watching this are young men. I myself am a young man, but I'm not going to be for too long. However, I made a lot of mistakes when it came to women, when it came to girls, and I want to talk about it with you guys so that you guys don't make the same mistakes that I did. So why do I say you shouldn't be chasing women? I think this is especially true if you're a young man. If you have hit 18, you're just out of high school, you should be working on building yourself up into something. See, the difference between men and women is that women have value like right away. As soon as they turn 18, their value is high, and they can increase their value and decrease their value, but they start out with pretty high value because biologically they're young and of childbearing age, so that makes them of high value. You, on the other hand, as a man, don't have any value. You are born without any value. Girls grow up, when they grow up, they have some value, and then once they hit that point where they are, 18 and they're, it's all legal, then they are perceived as extremely high value. And that value decreases as time goes on. You, on the other hand, as a man, if you're watching this and you're a man, you are born with no value. You have nothing to offer, you have nothing to give. And so as you grow up and you go to school and you pick up some hobbies in school, you start to build your value up a little bit, and you start to discover what your talent is and what you're really good at, what you excel at. However, once you turn 18, you need to start using those skills to accelerate your value. Understand? So my value that I am offering to the world is entertainment. I am an actor, I'm a singer, I'm a dancer. And my value comes from being able to entertain. And that is the talent that I was given by God. So because of that, I spent a lot of especially my early 20s, I spent a lot of my early to mid 20s going to school, as well as just looking online, like singing lessons. I took a lot of dance classes, I took a lot of acting classes in my early to mid 20s, and even a little bit in high school as well, because I knew that's where my value lied. And if I can increase my value and make a career out of it, which is extremely competitive, I can have something to offer the world and also make a living. And as a man, I think that because of that put value in my life, in somebody else's life, is to be entertainment. And as a man, I think you can, when you chase women, when you are on the chase constantly, and when you all you desire, especially if you've made this mistake as I have, where you're attracted to a girl and you don't really do anything with her, and it's been years and you've been just friends for years, it's never going to happen, ever. And I have been in that situation many times. There have been times where I have been forced to that I did not confess my attraction, and the girl did. There have been times where I have been kind of pressed to reveal my attraction to a girl, when it would have been so much easier right off the bat to make my intentions really clear and say, hey, I'm interested in you, let's go out. But I say that, and I'm going to get back to that, but I say that because it was a huge waste of time, an enormous waste of time to be so caught up in a girl that I did not focus on building up my value. I did not focus on getting better at singing, getting better at acting, getting better at dancing, understanding what makes a good story, understanding good writing, good cinematography, good videography. I did not understand what stage presence was. Instead, I was chasing after a girl, almost like we would be messaging every day. I would be playing video games. It was a huge waste of time. I wasted so much time in my 20s when those are the most formative years. Your 20s can make or break you. And I didn't realize that until I'm 28 currently. I didn't realize that until 28, literally after my birthday. I did not realize how formative my 20s would be. Now, I only have 2 years to make something happen before I reach my prime. And every man's prime is his 30s to mid 30s. That is prime. So, why do I mention time? It's because everybody is going to die eventually. Everybody's time is limited. We have a limited amount of time to do the maximum amount of things on earth to live a fulfilling life. So, with that time, why are you wasting it chasing a girl? You have to build your value. You have to build something. You have to make something of yourself so that you can provide. We are, as men, especially as our role as men, we are the providers and the protectors and the leaders. You look at the people that when a robber comes through the room, who are the girls looking to? Who are the girls looking to? Who are the guys looking to? They're looking to the person that's going to stand up to him. They are looking to somebody that's going to lead them, to make sure that everything's going to be okay. They're looking for a hero. You gotta be that hero. When you're that hero, that's where the attraction comes from. You know, you're not gonna be a hero on your knees, just at the beck and call of whenever this girl wants to hang out with you. No, you if you want to be a hero, you got to be out there doing things, being respectable. If you're not respectable and she doesn't respect you, she's not going to like you. She'll consider you a good friend. You're going to be somebody that she considers, maybe a fling. But if she wants to take you seriously, you got to be a respectable person. You got to be able to provide for her and for a potential family. You got to be able to protect her physically. You got to be able to make sure, let her know everything's okay. Because truth of the matter is, there's guys and girls. We were made very different. Women are way more emotional. They are. There are guys that are emotional too. I definitely am an emotional person, and as well as in the past, I was definitely more open about my emotionality. But I'm not saying that there isn't emotional guys and there are emotional girls. I'm saying that girls are more likely to be emotional. And what does that mean? What does that mean for men? What does that mean for you? It means you have to stand there and you have to be the rock that she can rely on, the solid ground that she can stand on. That's your role as a man. So, when it comes to chasing women, I don't recommend it in your 20s. I highly recommend you bear down and build something, build a life for yourself so that you can offer that life to your future wife, to your future partner. Assuming you want something long-term. If you want something short-term, come to LA, it's easy. But if you want something long-term, if you truly want somebody to be there for you when you get home from a hard day's work, to look at you and say, with so much respect, to look at you with wide eyes and say, that's the man I married, that's the man that I chose to live my life with. He is providing for me, he is giving me the life I've always wanted. That's what you want to offer. That's what you want to offer a girl. And you can't do that when you're chasing a girl that you kind of have feelings for, but you don't want to make it known, and you don't want to make a huge move because you might ruin the friendship. No, if you want to be serious about a girl and you want to build a life one day with that person, build up your life. Build up your life. Build up your life. You know, be able to provide for her. That doesn't mean be absorbently rich, though that's nice. But at the very base level, at the very least, be able to provide for her. Be able to take care of your future kids. Be able to protect her if things go wrong. Be able to have that stoicism so that when she's breaking down, you are able to offer her comfort. You're not the one breaking down. She is. That's stoicism. That's being manly. And I guarantee you, you will have a lot more respect. And when you have a woman's respect, you have her love. Just as when you love a woman, you also have her respect, or you also give her respect. That's how it goes. That's how we were made. If you look at, I believe it was Ephesians 5. And this is for all the Christians out there. If you look at Ephesians 5, husbands, wives, submit to your husbands and give them respect, and husbands, love your wives. That's the roles. And it really speaks to what men and women seek in life. Men seek respect. They want respect. That's why some people join the military, because there's a lot of respect for veterans. There's a lot of respect for people willing to fight and die for the country that they live in. And so men are willing to die for respect. And women on the other hand, women want love. They want to be taken care of. They want to be pampered. They want to have all of the things in life that they ever wanted. And they want to feel that love. So it is a very interesting, it's a very different dynamic, but they work together really well. But you have to have it first. You have to make yourself into something that people can respect. It doesn't matter what field it is. Even in the acting field, it's hard. It's especially hard to get people's respect in the acting field because of how competitive it is. It is and it's also I'm competing with both men and women in this field. And given how the industry is now, I'm competing with men that weren't born men. So it's a very that's my competition. That's my competition now. But if you're a young man, I'm going to reiterate this again. If you're a young man, do not chase girls right now. And even when you're older, don't chase girls. The right woman will come along. You just need to be able to see it. Okay? But in the meantime, build yourself up, build up your life. Make sure you are able to provide a life for your future wife and your future kids. That's what's more important. And that's how you live happy. That's how you live happy. That's how you live happy. Well, I should rephrase that. That's not how you live happy, but that's how you live fulfilled, because happiness is a fleeting emotion. You want to be fulfilled. That's way more important. Don't seek happiness. The people that seek happiness end up drug addicts. Do not seek happiness. But if you want that fulfilling life, and you want to have that long-term life partner, and you want to have children, you have to know what to look for, and you have to build your life up. Now, once you've built your life up into something extremely respectable, that still doesn't mean that still means don't chase women. It means that when the right woman comes along, she sees what you have, she wants that life for herself, you start to judge judged. You start to examine if she has the qualities that will basically, and it all comes down to a matter of respect, right? As respect is what men crave. You start to look at her qualities, and you start to examine things in her life, her past, what she has done with her life. Was she keeping herself pure? Was she keeping herself, is she a loyal person, or she had a billion boyfriends that haven't worked out? Is she sleeping around very easily? Is she giving him away that easily? And you have to look at these things and figure out if that's what you want. If that's what you want in a long-term partner. And that's really up to you. I personally wouldn't want that, but each man is different. I've seen a lot of people have that, but at the end of the day, I highly recommend this if you're going to seek a girl later down in life, and you examine the things that happens, and you examine her life and her past and what she has done. I highly recommend that you think long and hard about what she's gone through, and you make a decision based on the respect that you'd get if you were to take this woman to be your wife. How much respect would you get? Not talking about talking in both terms of her and the people around you, the people you surround yourself with. Would you get the same amount of respect? And I will say that there are times where it can work out. There are times where it can work out. There are times where it has not worked out. And if you live in America, the divorce laws are crazy here. It is not tailored towards men at all. It's tailored towards women. Do not marry somebody that will divorce you based on feelings and take half of everything you have for the rest of your life. Just don't. It's a warning. I'm not saying don't get married. I am saying be very, 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 very careful who you decide to share your life with, because again, you were born with nothing, and if you've made a life for yourself, you're going to have to share that life with somebody. And if you marry her and she divorces you, you're going to have to split half of that life that you have built up with her. So be very careful. That's all I'm saying. But at the end of the day, that's my advice for the older men. For the younger men, focus. Stay focused. Like I always say at the end of my vlogs, stay strong, stay focused. Now, if you're not strong and you're not focused, my call is to get strong and to get focused. Build up some stoicism. Go through pain. Go through suffering. I encourage it. I encourage you to go through pain and suffering. That is where most men grow and learn. There are times where, and this was especially recent, there were times when I could have chosen to sleep around. There were many times where I could have chosen to sleep around. There were many times where I could have had the opportunity to, I'm just gonna say sleep around. There were so many opportunities for me to sleep around, but because of the suffering and the pain that I went through, it was not something that I would want to ever do ever again, unless it was with somebody that I truly cared about, aka my wife. It is my choice not to sleep around. However, I have had the opportunity to do so many times, but if I did not go through that pain and suffering that I went through, I would not have been able to make that very difficult decision. And it is a very difficult decision, because as a man, we are tempted to do those things all the time. That is why a porn addiction is very real, and it is a huge problem within men. So I highly suggest that if you are going through pain and suffering, it is a good thing. It means you. And if you can't figure out why, that is a good thing, just if you can't figure out why it's a good thing, think about the thing that you're never going to do ever again. Think about what you're going to do what you're going to stop doing so that you cannot feel that pain and suffering anymore. To give you an example, my recent grief has taught me to never wait when it comes to women. If I like a girl, I'm going to ask her out. Simple as that. I'm not going to wait. If I'm starting to have feelings for a girl, I'm going to take her on a date. Because it's just a date. I used to think dates were like a huge deal. It means like, it means that I'm telling her I like her. It means that, we might be official, and what if we get married? I was thinking so far ahead into the future because I was so obsessed with relationships. And now I want to go on a date. I just want to go on a date with a girl because I want to get to know her. That's really all a date is. It's just getting to know a girl. And if we're not compatible, I'm going to let her know afterwards, hey, I had so much fun on the date. I think you were great. I think you and I could be really good friends. Simple. I don't burn any bridges, but I tell her I was not feeling us. I don't think there's a good future ahead of us. I don't think there's anything here. I don't think you really contribute much to my life. I don't think I contribute much to your life. And we can split amicably, and if we ever hang out again, that'd be great, but it's not going to be a date. So that's what I learned from this past grief. This past suffering, this past pain that I had to endure. But what I also learned is be careful who you choose to be your friends. There are people that you have hung out with for a long time. There are people that you joke around with, that you've gotten to know a little bit on a deeper level. But at the end of the day, you need to surround yourself with people that can better you and that you can trust. At the very least, have strong morals and ethics, have a strong value system that they stick to, that they don't break to. Because if a person doesn't have, if one of your friends, one of your bros has a strong values, or doesn't have a strong value system, and if they don't have a strong value system and something comes up where it would benefit them it would benefit them and absolutely wreck you. If they don't have a strong value system, they don't care. They see great value that can be gained at the cost of your not only happiness, but sanity and emotional stability. They'll wreck you. It doesn't matter how long you've shared. It doesn't matter what you shared. It doesn't matter what jokes you shared, how many movies you watched together, how many games you've played together. If they see that they can take something or get something at the cost of your happiness or emotional stability, any of that, if they don't have any values, they'll do it. That's exactly what happened to me. So I don't have a whole lot of friends anymore. Because after that moment, I started evaluating everything in my life, and I thought, you know what? Who's actually benefiting me? Who's actually there for the long haul? Who's actually got values and are sticking to them, and isn't just repeating what everybody else in the world is saying? Who's actually living out their values? Those are the people that I want as my friends, because I know that they are people that practice what they preach. So this has gone on pretty long for Let's Talk, but yeah, those are at the end of the day. To recap, if you're a young man, build up your value as much as you can. Build a life so that people are attracted to that life. They're not attracted. Don't find somebody that's attracted to you, because they can only be. It's a fleeting feeling. It is a fleeting feeling. You have to build a life, and then you have to invite a person into that life. That's how you attract a girl. That's how you attract multiple girls. And then you get to be the one that chooses. You get to have the options in front of you and say, okay, which one's the best match? Which one's going to give me kids that I can raise to be awesome? And who's going to look at me as a hero? Who's going to see me as a freaking hero that'll save the day? Who's going to give me the respect that I have deserved because of everything that I built for myself? That's what you got to build. If you're a young man, build that life for yourself. That's the most important thing. If you're an older man, whatever life you've got now, find somebody that respects it. Highly recommend that. So, yeah, that's my little ramble. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next iteration of Let's Talk. Cheers.